Hello Taurus, how you doing? And welcome to your energy messages here on the theastroflower. Yes, we will be doing a little bit of tarot as we go through, but we're going to be using a lot more of the energy side of things within the theastroflower and also within your chakra sequencing and so forth, which we went through on the messages from energy. If you've seen the messages from energy, it's on our channel. It came out on Wednesday night. We're going to be talking about earth and air combinations with a little bit of fire mixed in. So it does work, I think, reasonably well for you this week here. Certainly on the earth energy side of things. And because you've just gone through your birthday season, this is where the energy will be coming back into your life, a normal, natural cycle for the year of energy. And you'll feel that energy being converted into action more than anything else, which we went through on the messages from energy. So we will be looking at that a little bit later on, and we will be pulling a few cards on that interaction of those elements and so forth. In the meantime, let's just see. We're lucky to be on an energy line here that goes through. I'm sat up right on the female energy line, which is really beautiful. And with that energy, we're just going to see how the chakra sequencing plays into your energies a little bit. So let's just connect to that energy, find our neutral point. If you're having problems finding your neutral point, please do go and see our video on finding out your point zero energy and the AI-NI video as well. That does help in order to do that. So let's just get to that connection point. There we go. We're connected to the energy that is around us. And there's the chakra sequencing that's flowing through the body at the moment. Where is the parts that's going to be playing? The easiest part and the most difficult part. Your solar plexus here, you've got to be careful of the earth side of your energy. This means of trying to physically do too much. It may cause you anxiety within your stomach and so forth, of just because there's only 24 hours in a day, and sometimes we can't do everything that we so desire. And that's where being very clear in the morning about what your needs and your wants are is really important. That's with the tea meditation that we've got on this channel as well. So I think your solar plexus seems to be a point of real force. Now, the problem with the point of real force here is that it can be too empowering. Yes, I do think you need to get on. Yes, I do think you need to put one foot in front of the other and start implementing what is at the foundations of you, the fundamental things, your karmic paths on both your relationship and on your financial sides, and really doing, engaging with that pathway in a very physical sort of sense in a way. Certainly on your relationship side, there's a definite direction that I think you now have got to start implementing within your life at the moment. That's what it feels like within your relationship side. And it's all to do with a lot of how you engage with the world around you and your interaction on a very physical sense within your relationship side here. Now it's playing slightly into the sacrum as well, which is all about fundamental desires. We come back into that. You know, it's like the fundamental desires I explained in the energy update, or the messages from energy. The fundamental desires is that I am hungry. Our heart's desire is basically, what do I wish to eat? And I think this is where the fundamental things are really concrete within you. It's just a case of how you express them or how you engage in them in the outside world here. And now it's moving up to the throat chakra here. And it's not a lot within you don't want to be overthinking things. It seems to be a lot of a theme for most people or most signs this week here. Don't overthink things. And I think it's going to be very clear for you up here what you physically need to be doing. And so your communication that comes through your throat chakra here is all about the here and now. You don't have to have deep deep discussions about a situation. It's more of like the communication is helping you to mold or give shape and form to the physical engagement, certainly within the relationship side, but also within your financial side as well. The thing I would be a little bit wary of, and this is where it's playing slightly into your back. So if you do suffer from back issues, you'll notice this very early on within the week with the back. It's as if to sort of say, okay, I've got these ideas of how to put them into action. This is very much more on the financial side, I think, than on the relationship side. And it goes a certain way but can't go all the way. And I think this is where, a certain understanding on your material side, such as in your job, your business and your projects, it's basically how you realizing that there's, and this is what I was talking about in the messages from energy, in order to get to the big plan, there's lots of little things that need to be put into place. And understanding this progressive sense of, I want to open up a shop of selling stuff from my business. Therefore, I've got to find the shop. And before I find the shop, I've got to find the area in which I want that shop to be. That is one of the plans. Once you find the area, that's when you can find the shop. So it's going from one thing to another without just running off in one direction here, because that's where you may find you have complications with it all. And it's all also about the root chakra of being very grounded and I'd say matter of fact. And I'd be very wary of your passions, your fire that is within you that could be, to force things through. I wouldn't try and force things through this week. I will certainly be a little bit more sort of diplomatic about it all. And that's where you can use that sort of communication, which was key within the messages from energy as well. The communication in your here and now and expressing from what is within you, communicating with others that are around you in order to develop what you wish to have in the future. So if you want to go for that promotion or start that business, it is talking to people about sort of saying, where do you think my best place I would be to to put my shop? And this is where you can take in information from various people that are around you, which will help you to clarify exactly where you should be starting your business. Or if you're going into a promotion, talking to the people within the business that you're working for, seeing what you need to actually implement in order to put yourself in a position so you can get that promotion or get that position that you so desire. Okay, so that seems to be that sort of side of things. Let's just see if there's a message from energy for you this week here. Just connecting to the energy now. A lot of the messages do play around like the third eye and the throat chakra here. And I think this is where we come back to the idea of not trying to force things through either, and being very relaxed in your communication in the here and now. So then therefore you can open opportunities rather than, force opportunities through. So then, you're taking in advice, you're taking in a lot of sort of insights from other people, which will help you enormously to get forward in your business and your projects and so forth. So I think the messages here is first things first is being very clear with your communication, but at the same time, allowing a discussion to happen so you can see both sides of the situation. I think it's going to help you out enormously. Okay, let's just have a look at your elements. Let's just bring up your elements here. Okay, so as you can well see, you have this earth that runs all the way across your base petals on your relationship side. you have this sort of cardinal earth that comes in here from Cancer on this side, but you do have this cardinal fire, and that's where you need to be a little bit wary of your passions trying to push things through. You might find yourself going a little bit faster than the music, as it were, but there's definitely a clear direction that should be taken physically in within your relationship side, sort of saying, this is what I wish to be living in regards to relationship with you, or with my family, my friends, my community, with the people that are around you, in this physical sense. And this is what you're working towards. You've also got this fixed earth and fire, where the fire comes from your good self, but it's also fixed earth as well. So this is a real sort of reflection of you within your communication, or your, I wouldn't say communication actually, I would more sort of say in your actions in the world around you. So it is responding to coincidences which are a call to action for you, which sit absolutely right with you, because it's also a reflective of what is going on in your karmic path. You don't have any other earth that's between the past and the future, and it is more to do with that mutable air that comes through there. And that's when you have all that earth that goes on the outside. So this is all about, the action with everybody in regards to what you wish to develop, your future in this section here, and allowing that communication to happen, and allowing that sort of, that flexibility within the communication. It's very good to hear the other side of the story this week here from other people. So it helps you to position yourself. So we will pull a few cards on that, but I think that's what the essentials is on your relationship side. On your financial side, completely different kettle of fish. There's no earth or air in the karmic path or the synchronicities with the world around you. This is where I think, as I said, you want to get things moving on and doing, and that's where your fixed earth here on the outside will really help you by sort of engaging in a very clear sense for you, in the sense of doing one thing after another, making one step after another in order to get you the results. But you do have that mutable air that comes in from Gemini, which is about sort of a process as well. That's what the communication is. And it's a communication from your very inner being to your future self, about discussing with your future self about what is the best way to implement the plan for your career path, or for your business or your project. And having that discussion with yourself will enable you to see both sides of the story. So it allows you to actually be a lot more sort of efficient in the way in which you implement things within your life. And opposite there, you obviously have that fixed earth from your very good self. So once you have that discussion that is within you more than anything else within your financial side, unlike on your relationship side where it is with others that are around you, is having that clear advice that you're giving yourself, and realizing what you can and can't do in one day, and not trying to do everything. And once that's very clear for you, that's when your fixed earth energy in this section here will really step into its own. And this is where I think the solar plexus will give you that guiding force about how you do things, simply because of all that fire that's running around that section there as well, more than anything else. I think the solar plexus will realize it, and it will tell you, your stomach will tell you, or your back will tell you, when you're trying to do too much in one thing. Okay, so let's just pull some cards on that and see what's going on. I've got a funny feeling on the relationship side. It feels a little bit more, it's easier to deal with, let's put it that way. It seems to be much more easier to deal with. Is there anything in the way, in particular messages that come in from the synchronicities of the world around you? Yeah, only involve yourself with people who are also involved. So there needs to be a good, fair exchange with the world around you. Four of Cups. Everybody's been getting the Four of Cups. It's absolutely madness. That Four of Cups there is, these Three of Cups is, they've been spent, and you know, you're streamlining a lot of things. And I think that comes into that communication up here and the taking advice and so forth from the world that is around you, and discussing with people of how you implement things so you can physically get on and do. And I think once you do start being very clear with yourself, all of a sudden that's going to make your fixed earth energy sort of come into play, so you don't mess around. You don't waste your time doing certain things. On the direction for you in regards to relationship side here, I get in this whole sort of thing. You know, that, what's that song? If you never done put a ring on it. If you never didn't put a ring on it. You know, it's that there. I think it's you've got this sort of like, I want to implement this, and this is where you've got to be a little bit wary of trying to force things through. Yeah, look at that. You get the Ace of Swords. There is a real clear vision for you. There's a real clear victory. I think you know, in fundamentally, in regards to the relationships around you, how it all needs to sort of be put together and implemented within your life. Let's just see what's going on with the mutable energies that we got there. Communication is key. The more that you can communicate with the world around you, the more that you can allow that Ace of Swords to really take shape and take form and bring victories into your life. Look at that with communication. This is more than one person instigating into a one direction where you get a real good focal point of where you should be going. And that is, there's real inspiration in the communication of the here and now. So it's like you're doing something with your partner, you're doing something with someone else that is around you, and as you're doing that, communicating them, well, maybe we should do it like this, and they sort of say, oh yeah, but we could do it like that. And then that's when it comes a lot easier for you. And yes, you sit perfectly within your emotional seat of power, as it were. And that allows you to really take a direction that, you know, that sort of within your relationship side, which is built upon respect and communication, and both of you are building together. So, that's going to really, really help you out. Let's just see what's going on the financial side. As I said, we've only got that mutable air at the surface there, right up from the communication from within you and the communication outside of you. And that's where you get the Lover's card. This is where you get into alignment with yourself and really enjoying what you're supposed to be doing and so forth. And I think you do need to have a real good conversation with yourself about where you're going. On the outside, you get, this with that fixed earth energy, you get the Five of Pentacles. This is where if you try and force things through, this is where you get that cardinal fire that's coming through. If you try and force things through, you may find that you have complications. If you don't force things through, all of a sudden, everything seems to come together in a great plan for you. Okay, so there you go. Taurus. Thanking you very much for being here. I hope you get the best out of these readings. Don't forget about the messages from energy, which we have on our channel, obviously, and also the live on Sunday. That will be on 2100 hours UK time on Sunday night. You can ask any questions about your reading. You can also ask any questions about energy as well. We seem to discuss a lot within the Astroflower family on the Sunday night. I will see you there for that. Thanking you very much for all the support you give to this channel. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.